Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host here once again. It is Team Rara here. Listeners, did you guys and gals get the opportunity to listen to the podcast from earlier today? If not, hit the notification, hit the like, share it, hit the subscribe, then you never ever miss any kind of upload. And in my opinion, it was a pretty decent discussion. Now, if you don't want to listen to it, there's always this one, okay? So let me do my introduction and then we'll get the show on the road. I will discuss wrestling news, wrestling topics, and a lot of interesting topics to discuss for you. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab something to eat, grab something to drink. Now if you don't want to do nothing like that, maybe you just want to chill like a villain and listen to what I have to say about this situation. And don't worry, there will be an article down below. Let's roll it. Now, this really irritates me, and I will explain why. Now, back in the day of the Attitude Era, 100% or 90%, the main guy on, if it was on Raw or SmackDown, they always closed out the show. For some reason, now, it's not guaranteed. For pay-per-views, Raw or SmackDown Live, that is bullcrap. If you're the main person on a flagship, Raw or SmackDown Live, if you're the champion, you should always, in my opinion, close out the show. But if you're not, no title around your waist, then you should be in the mid-card or the first match of the card. But now, The Miz is very upset, because no champion on Raw. I mean, there is, but he never is there to defend it. He's never there on pay-per-view, just whenever he feels like it, whenever his contract says to defend it. Or when McMahon tells him to defend it. Whatever. I know he's going to defend it at SummerSlam. Thank God. Most likely, Braun Strowman's going to cash in. Spoiler alert. Most likely. I could be right. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm right. Then, goodbye, Lesnar, permanently. Probably I'm wrong. Probably sign a brand new deal again. So listen to this, okay? The Miz recently spoke to the Gorilla Position podcast and official his thoughts on the matter, especially his discussion, the Backlash pay-per-view. You guys can read the rest of it. When the last time Brock Lesnar defended his Universal title? Probably been a while. He is a poor champion. Why did they give him the belt when he is a part-time wrestler? In my opinion, no part-time wrestler, I don't care who you are on Raw or SmackDown Live, deserves an opportunity. If you're a full-time wrestler, if you're there 365 days a year, then that's a different story. But I think the reason they want to give them the belt still, let them hold on to the belt because, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. They don't want to get the Roman. I think they'll just give up on him, hopefully. And then Roman lost his opportunity so many times, but we all know that he will get his opportunity, and probably he's going to beat Bobby Lashley this Monday night for no one contender and face Lesnar at SummerSlam for the billionth time. I'm tired of that freaking feud. Oh my gosh. But anyway, Lesnar, I don't mind Lesnar at all, but he has a freaking Universal title around his waist. So, and then he says a couple weeks ago, no one on the Raw roster is worthy to face me for my belt. That is bullcrap. You got Bobby Lashley, you got Roman, you got Seth, you got Finn Balor. You did have Samoa Joe, but he went to SmackDown Live. You do have KO, but they're not really pushing him in the right direction. They do have Braun Strowman, but he could cash in anytime. Most likely he will cash in on SummerSlam. Hopefully I'm right. The rumor was they were considering Braun Strowman cashing in on Brock Lesnar. So I totally agree with it, Miz. I think it should be easy guaranteed, a lock-in. If you're the champion. Well, they could have the women's headline a freaking Raw or freaking SmackDown Live, but they want the big boys headliner. Actually, AJ Styles should close out the show for Extreme Rules because Brock Lesnar, once again, it was a no-show because they had nobody. He was not booked for the show. He was not booked for Money Bank. That's kind of stupid. Actually, I love to see. I know I mentioned it before. I want to say it again. I love to see Lesnar in a Money in Bank briefcase before he hangs it up. But WWE will never do that. The only thing that will happen if he drops the freaking belt, and then, I mean, this will be close to Money Bank next year. He's not going to resign anymore, but you never know. He loses his belt, dominate one of these competitors, puts himself in the Money Bank briefcase. He could do that, and then he could cash in at any time. But he's a part-timer, and people will be pissed. Where is Mr. Money Bank? Oh, I forgot. He's not on TV. WWE has nothing for him, so he just sit his butt behind and watching television from his couch with a briefcase. That'd be very stupid. That'd be worse than a Universal title, you know? Can you just imagine if that did happen? Now, I don't mind Lesnar if he was Mr. Money Bank, but as a full-time wrestler, that'd be a different story. So hopefully this will be the end of Lesnar. And I know he showed up in the UFC. Was it a pay-per-view or a special event? I don't know. And I guarantee the WWE was very, very bitter or mad. Why the hell they just don't release them? I know Kurt Angle says if you don't show up, this past Monday, you got forfeit the belt. And of course, Paul Heyman got to come out and flap his gums, part of a heel. Now, Kurt Angle changed his mind. Now he's going to defend it at freaking SummerSlam. I think the first option was way better. Then they could have a tournament. Most likely, probably Roman's going to win it. It all depends who was going to be in it. But probably that was the second option for WWE. Maybe not. So I'm just not very pleased with Lesnar. What about you, my lovely listeners? So I'm going to wrap this up. The article will be down below. Now, do you guys agree with The Miz or disagree? Be honest with yourself. And be honest with me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hit that notification. Hit that like button. Hit that notification. Hit that subscribe. This wraps it up. This is your host here. Sign off. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And thank you very much for listening to both of these. One from earlier and one for right now. Goodbye.